There's somebody here named Don Hedges to pick up a check. No, I'll go. Oh, okay. More. Hi. You are set. We're recording? Yes. Well, maybe you can go. I'll go. You can. Yeah. Log in and make sure you can see it. Darren, what you got there?
Bacon and something.
A croissant?
A croissant.
Okay.
We got all kinds of them back there.
You don't? Well, if they're not, I'm not. That means lunch. I'll see this for lunch. Okay. Is it? I know. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I need to play that sugar out of me. No, we literally this like 4 days ago. And they said, okay, I'll just whatever, it's all right. We've been like, we'll discuss the problem. Yeah. We're getting up for days and I'm like, we need to know. Sandy, we need to go and have that rate. Yes, here, we need to go. And not like for weekend, like we need to know. I'm not telling them, there was somebody. Yeah. I'm not calling you. 30 round trip, yeah, to tell me you're from fun. Yeah. I drove there. That's terrible. Terrible. Really fighting side by side. Sometimes I'm really good at thinking. Like at that. I know I think yes. Definitely not. Yes. So Jake doesn't, he doesn't call for it, but I go girlfriend. So probably once a week. I went for 2 months a week on birthdays and stuff. Oh, yeah. He has a plate. How is my dad? Yes. Look exactly where is on. I know about it. Yeah. I play and Daniel this spot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he put down my banner up. Yeah, exactly. Well, the gym, but I go to your white.
1 minute.
And then we got.
I just wanted to go.
Well,
I just got here like a few minutes ago.
all right.
I had left my house and got out of the subdivision. I'm like, oh shit, I left all the stuff I was working on.
Oh, shoot.
Not good.
Yeah.
We still have some front row seats, Jake.
Even prime seats.
Prime
You gotta sit by Paul, but right?
Crown.
Where's the
Crown.
Fife team?
I don't know.
We can't even save seats for them anymore, right?
All right, everybody find the breakfast. We have plenty of breakfast. Make sure you eat some and then eat some more. There's plenty back there from McAllister's. Thank you to Koffelt for providing breakfast for us. this morning.
Yay!
Yay,
Good
Koffelt.
job, Copel.
All right, well, since it's quiet, we'll start. How
Well,
about
this
that?
is the most quiet this group has ever been. What's going
All right,
on?
I don't-
We're
they're
eating.
They're
Well, that
eating.
doesn't usually stop you guys either. Mouthful of food? No.
All right, all right. Well, we're going to go ahead and get started with our Tuesday meeting. Welcome to June. June, in case you slept the last 2 days, it is already June, which means the year is almost half over. That's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's wild, right? Like, where is this year going?
Goes by fast.
And bypassing. All right. Well, let's start with let's as we always do, tell us something good. Let's fill our buckets this morning because I feel like some of us could use a little good news, some bucket fills, some
Yeah.
Yes.
something good.
positivity. Here.
All right. Yeah.
This is investment property number 1. All right. Love that.
Wonderful.
Very good. Congratulations to you and Mike.
Drinking the Kool-Aid from the
Huh.
investment group.
Building that wealth. Love it. Good job. Jake.
It gave me the ability to buy a boat. Financial decision ever. I'm excited about it.
That's awesome.
We got the polar opposite, investment property, building wealth, and a fast depreciating asset.
Maybe clean it and sell it for a couple grand more.
Yeah.
So,
They're always a good deal. Says the salesman.
It was cheap. It's cheap now. Wait till you.
Who's owned a boat in here? Raise your hand. How much money did you make off of it?
I don't plan to make any, but yeah.
Oh, Nanette's on the boat. She's already got her spot right
Where's
here.
Tom O'Connor? We need to have a little talk with him about finance, right?
I will.
I will.
I will. I'm on it.
Right, they say the second happiest day of your life is when you buy a boat, and the happiest day is when you sell
When you sell it.
Yeah.
Love that. That's
Yeah.
the one I was looking for. Yeah.
Buy it.
We are or we aren't. What did he say? None of us are invited. Wow.
For you, Jake.
Well, that's not good, Jake. We're happy for you. You're going to build memories. That's what you're going to do. And that's important.
I think there's a
I'm set aside because of this job and the
There you
extra cash that you can have from it, so. you know, it's-
The excess cash.
Yeah.
Everybody got excess cash?
And I can take off at 3 o'clock on Wednesday if I want.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
we don't want to hear that. No, but you've paid the dues over the last few years, and in a tough market, to be able to make those kind of discretionary purchases. Many of us make these discretionary purchases well before we're ready to make them, but just because we see one and we need one bad, and it's a good deal.
That was
Good deal.
Good thing. They saved money, I'm sure.
I own a boat, and it's the worst thing I've ever purchased. That's just from a money standpoint.
Ladies, you ever go shopping and come home and tell how much money you saved?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
At the bottom of the receipt.
Yeah, it shows you at the bottom there, you see how much we saved. It's great. It's great. Cole's cash. That's right. All right. That's awesome. Happy for you, Jake. What else do we got? Yes, Josh.
I'm listing an independence under contract,
Oh,
64 days on the market.
nice.
Nice. Congratulations.
About 70% bitch. But hey, they haven't found buyers, haven't seen them, so.
Oh my gosh.
Was her agent FaceTimed her and she doesn't.
I'm sure it's fine. Oh,
Hang out, so.
there you go. See? You never
Oh,
know.
yeah, that's get married this month.
All right.
Yeah, that's my other good news.
Wedding month. Very
I'm glad the Independence House ranked ahead of the biggest
Yes.
decision of your life.
Thanks for reminding him.
Note that, Paul.
That's exciting.
So anybody else, anybody who's on their first marriage, I will take your advice.
You gotta learn what to avoid.
Right.
And the first piece of advice after 41 years is don't say those kinds of things.
Right?
Hey, do you want advice from an agent that sold one house or one that sold 10?
Oh my gosh.
Slippery slope, huh?
Well, congratulations, Josh. We're happy for you on all fronts. What else we got? What else we got? Buffy. Goat yoga.
Yeah, go yoga.
What else would you expect to have at Go Yoga?
Yeah.
That's a Shelby event right there.
Shelby, see her car out there. Oh, there she is. Oh.
Buffy and make really cute shirts. So if you want shirts made for anything, Buffy and her girls do a really good job. So thank you so much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, really good post. And I have sponsors. It was fun. It was so much fun. I made a bad financial decision too, and we bought 7 coats.
7 goats?
7 dainty coats. Oh,
Those are fun.
on the goal board.
Okay. Okay. Well, it's on the goal board. It's
Do
fine.
they make goat's milk? I'm trying to justify this.
There is absolutely not a single duck.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Weeds.
They can clean weeds, right?
Goats and boats. Oh my gosh.
So tell everybody about a client event. What's that all about? How did you do it? How did you get it sponsored? And how many people, what kind of value did you get out of it, in your opinion?
And I called them and I say in my happy chipper voice after a couple of Jelani's, that they should come to my yoga event, and they laughed at me and they said they'll come, or they laughed with me. I think they laughed at me. And then I sent follow-up texts, and then kept reaching out, making sure everybody was coming, got t-shirt orders, and then we hosted the event, and we had 27
Wow,
take place.
that's really good.
And so then during the event, we took lots of pictures, and I'm still waiting on some people to send pictures over, and then I'll make a video, and then you just follow up. It gives you a good connection to start talking to people more. So, and then I told people to bring a friend.
What about the Can I go a
Yeah,
little deeper?
of course.
What about the finances on it? Tell us what that looked like.
So I contacted a lender and Buffy through and Color Code, and I said, hey, if you want to contribute to this, and then I utilized them all the time. So they
Perfect.
were more than willing to happy to contribute. So I don't know how much I spent. I spent like $250 on alcohol at Walmart. So I don't know. I would
Not counting the goats.
but it was still worth it. It was fun, yeah. Keep track of the financing, stuff like that. I
Got-
was in for a good time.
But it's not the most expensive endeavor you can do. You can mitigate your costs with your VIP people. By the way, if you ask them for checks, you better be sending them business and referrals, okay? That's a win-win. That's kind of what we're all about. But you guys that are scared to do this are missing the boat. You can, if you just do some planning, they can be really successful events. Obviously, we try to launch one big one every year with the Barn Party last year, and I assume Barn Party this year, to help you guys with that. But you get out there and take the initiative. Pair up with a lender if need be. Have the lender invite their clients so you can make it one big bash, whatever it takes. But huge value in that. That gets to a really personal level. It's cool.
That's fun. Well, good. Yes, Miss Kay?
I have 2 things. One is I'm so happy to be sitting by next to this gal. I hope a little of her energy and what she does rubs off on me. You know, you're never told to learn. The other thing was, Gary's funeral was almost 2 weeks ago. And when I walked up to the casket on visitation, there was a KW Southland sign on a big pot with different flowers planted in it. And I just got a warm feeling in my heart and a comfort. And then, I've got that potted home and I call that Gary's Garden.
Oh,
And I just want to thank you, and there's little things that really can comfort a person if you see that there's need.
Wonderful. Great share, Kay.
Well, we love you, Kay,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
sorry you have to go through that. And, it's the least we can do. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I appreciate you sharing. Anybody else got something good you'd like to share? Steve?
I closed my little old lady last week, thankfully.
Thankfully.
Sending her approximately about 120 homes. Look through, thankfully I only had to walk through about 10 of them. And then also the day before that, I sent my oldest to camp to Saco summer. So I will see him all of 3 days, for the next 2 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's under the something good. I'd be like, I only get to see him.
Yeah. I was like, wait a minute. It sounds like a great setup.
That is funny. Well, we hope he has a lot of good time and a good fun time down there. And congrats on getting your lady a house that she liked. Good job. Way to stick with it there. All right, last chance. You got something good.
I got one.
Yeah.
Okay. Who was at the awards banquet that Brandy threw that was amazing a few months ago? Most of you guys were there. One of the things that we announced at that time is we were starting. Most of you guys know Brent Goodall? Mostly. Yeah. Great guy, longtime Southlander, obviously Julie's significant other, and he passed suddenly just about a year ago. It was just awful. So we started an award that will now run with Southland Partners. And Brent was all about Christmas. If you knew Brent, Christmas was his thing, like Darren. Darren's big on Christmas. But I think Brent started in the summer for Christmas. It was his thing. So anyway, we got a picture of one of his favorite pictures with his Christmas stuff. Julie approved it. She loved the picture. And it's the Brent C. Goodall Keller Williams Southland Spirit of Service Award. We did the first year. This will be something the ALC will decide on every year who the recipient is. This year, because it was kind of a surprise award, I took it on myself as OP to name Caesar and Brandy Nieto as the 2025. So give it up for them. How about that? But I thought I'd pass this around while we're all sitting here in our team meeting just so you guys could take a look at it. You'll see it hanging wherever Brandy wants it in the front of the office shortly.
Somewhere. We'll find a good spot for it.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It did turn out really nice and look forward to hanging that up.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on here. Let's visit with our preferred vendors. Let's start with our breakfast providers. Give it up for Lisa with Pop Out Land Title.
Yeah, if you bring food, you're first.
Yeah,
That's just how it
bring
works.
food. You go first.
Thank you.
Several of us got the blue top, white pants.
Yeah.
I see several.
Yeah,
I got that going on a little bit.
He's got it. Got the
Yeah. Perfect. A reminder, June 19th, Friday is Juneteenth, so we will be closed, and July 3rd for Independence Day, which is also a Friday. Title capture, we talked a little bit about that last time. That is the replacement to Palm Agent. So those who use Palm Agent, you'll now see title capture. If you have not received the invite for title capture and you would like to sign up for that service, again, it's an app. You can also do it on your laptop, where you can calculate out costs for your sellers and buyers. Also gives you some different options on marketing things, etc. Just let me know. I understand that some of those emails have gone to junk mail. People didn't realize those were coming, and so they deleted them. So if you want them, please let me know and I'll get an invite out to you. Otherwise, you can go on to the App Store and download it yourself too. That's another option. Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell everybody the website or the way the link that you send it, starts with the secure link thing for
Yeah, is that Barracuda? Is that what you're thinking?
yeah,
Or-
that your secure.
Yeah, Barracuda is our secured site.
Of the L, maybe not.
No.
I don't know if it's a legit email or not.
Yes, and for those of you, good point. And for those of you that reached out and said, "Is this a legit email?" Yay for you, because I would much rather you do that than click on something that's not valid. So, but yes, Barracuda is our secured site. So if you see that, yes, ma'am.
Cancel that then?
That will,
depending on when that renewed, it's a year cycle, my understanding is, so it'll hang on for a time period. It just won't renew. Yeah, yeah. So we actually on the backside, you guys don't see this, but every year we get emails saying Laura Crotty is wanting to renew her, and you don't even know it. It's just, it knows automatically that it's coming up to your time period. And so we then accept or decline that renewal. So. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Lisa.
All right, Todd Branson, it's your turn. Give it up for Todd, everybody. Fairway Mortgage.
All right, so today let's talk about a VA loan. How many in here have done a VA loan before for your customer? Some of you have probably done one personally. Okay, if you're better. Misconception all the time. Veteran will tell me, hey, Todd, I used my VA, my eligibility for no down payment. I used it in the 90s. I can't use it again. And that's 100% wrong. A veteran can use their eligibility multiple times. Okay. Well, I have a situation right now. Today, Trisha's not here, but Trisha has a client that wants to talk to me at 12:30 today about my knowledge of VA loans and can they have a VA home now and buy another home at the same time? Well, that answer is yes. Under certain circumstances, it is today. It didn't used to be. A lot of people think that you can't have two VAs at the same time. So under certain circumstances, you can. Today, I'll get a chance to educate this guy of what the circumstances are, depending on his situation, because his situation is going to be different, right? Everybody's is different. Just closed a deal with Trisha a month and a half ago where we did what's called expanded eligibility. They had their house in Belton and they wanted to buy a bigger house in Belton. And the VA says, if you use our formula, you can see whether he can own two at once. And guess what? I called him. I said, you can do it. And he goes, I can, he was worried. His wife wanted the house so bad, but we got the house and he got close. So anyway, today it'll be a good opportunity to teach somebody, a veteran, about the VA loan. And so if you have questions on VA, I've done 1,000 of them. I promise you we're pretty good at it. And there's some nuances that are unique to that loan. A lot of misunderstandings of how it works. But if you have questions, reach out. My team will take care of it. Thanks.
Thanks, Todd.
All right. Let's go. Buffy, you were here bright and early. Come on up, girl.
Buffy.
With Royal Roofing and Solar.
We're lacking Tim's energy.
We are. Who's going to be the fill-in?
Good morning. Couple things. I've had a couple of calls this week about solar detach and resets. And yes, we will do them. However, we do like to do the roof at the same time because of the liability that could extend later on if you use another roofer to do that. And there becomes a leak, then they're going to say, well, it's the solar installer's fault versus, so it's like, who's going to take responsibility for a warranty issue later on? Will we do them? There are certain circumstances, but it has to be a roofer that we have confidence in their workmanship. So, but we will do them. So thank you, Jake, for the referral it's not even a Southland agent. It's not even a KW agent that reached out to me, but we're working on those bids and they do take a little bit longer than just a roof. So because we have to have an electrician involved. And so they're a little bit more complex on those, but we will do them.
Okay.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thanks, Buffy.
Thank you.
All right. I see Nick. Nick, you want to come up and say something about Redline Security?
Come on up, Nick.
Nick.
He's like, dang it. He's like, I'll never come to meeting again.
Call me out.
That part don't bother me. I brought a secret weapon back there right now.
All right.
Yeah, you're in it too. So how many people actually live in Belton? Have you heard about the recent crime spree going through Belton?
No.
Does anybody watch Fox 4 News? No. I was actually on Fox 4 News like 2 weeks ago. There is a crime spree that is going through Belton. They're breaking car windows and that kind of stuff. It's only a matter of time before they get bored doing that and actually start trying to break into your house. So if you guys do have there's usually 2 times whenever somebody actually even considers security inside their home. 1, whenever they first buy the home, or 2, after something bad happens. And by then it's too late because something bad's already happened. It's like getting in an accident and then putting your seatbelt on. It makes absolutely no sense. If you guys do have clients who are interested, please have them reach out to me. I do free estimates all the time. Please have them reach out to me.
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Perfect.
Thanks, Nick.
Thanks, Nick.
Yes.
Monitor. Who does the monitoring? I'm not corporate AET or nothing like that. They just do our monitoring.
Okay, so ultimately there's a monitor to this.
They're the monitors. We're the ones that actually install it on service.
Very good. Very
Good stuff.
good.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Nick.
Nick. All right. I don't see, am I missing other vendors? Please forgive me if I am. I don't think so. They're all at the lake on their boats. All right. We appreciate our vendors. We appreciate every one of them. I know that Ryan with Movieco has pulled me out of a couple tight spots lately, and I really appreciate him dropping everything and making it happen for me and my clients. He was willing to come and do a Saturday shoot, and then I had to reschedule him. I felt so bad, but I know Ron, the Alabas, I'm sure Rusty's doing her thing. Anyway, great people to do business with, great people to refer out. You know, let's keep them top of mind. All right, buyers, listings, and open houses. Before we do this though, Taylor, you forgot to raise your hand during the something good part. Because you got something good. What's your something good?
Days on market, and we got two offers, we took the very first offer. So
Yeah, very good.
Congratulations.
So last week she shared that she got her first listing. This week she's sharing that it's under contract.
That's cool.
So great job. And she did get multiple offers, and sometimes those first offers are sometimes the best offers, you know. A lot of times it works out that way. So congratulations. Yeah. All right, what else we got? Buyers, listings, and open houses. Shelby.
They have torn up the car base and they're really pretty hard to lift both underneath. And they are also having a second foundation epoxy. So we're still at $199.9, but bring us an off.
Okay. Very good. Grandpa Ron's house. What else we got? Yes, Darren.
205 El Dorado in Lacey is a story and a half, two-story, 4-bedroom, unfinished basement, so it's a true 4-bedroom, 2 full baths. It's had quite a few updates in the last 10 years. $269.
Okay.
Vacant and ready to go.
All right. Very good. What other? Yep.
I forgot the super important one. I have to put this off in our contract. It's in Greenwood. It's 3-bed, 2-bath. Very well taken care of. It has a really neat outdoor kitchen, and my best friend and her husband owned it. Then immaculately taken care of. They don't have children, no pets. Units like pre-pub house, and it's $329.9. So.
Okay. That's okay. Yeah, you've got to get that one under contract. All right, Tom.
We got one coming in Apple Valley, which will be a 4-bedroom, and let me explain the 4 bedrooms. We have 3 bedrooms on the main level, but the actual 4th bedroom, this particular house is, you do get to the 4th bedroom through the garage. So, but it is a legit 4th bedroom. It has a bathroom, it has a closet, and it has an egress. So we have a 4-bedroom in Apple Valley, really nice, new paint, it's gonna have some new carpet in it. Ladies just going out of her way to make sure it's perfect for the next buyer. And that one is gonna come in at $290. So it's gonna be a good opportunity for somebody. Still got my one in Ruskin, we're at $170. She's agreed to pay some closing costs if a buyer needs that. We have a property out on White Highway, which is a great opportunity for somebody that just wants to get into the horse business, goat business, or whatever business. We have a 3-car garage, we have an RV building, we have a 9-stable barn, we have I can't call it a guest house because we're on less than 20 acres, but we have another building that has a kitchen and a bathroom and a bedroom in it. And then we have the house, and it's a great property. It really is.
Sounds like it.
It's in Belton. We've reduced it to 525. My people are motivated. Bring somebody out that wants some acreage.
Okay.
Did you guys close on the land piece when you split that up?
Is under contract.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I couldn't
So,
remember if
yeah,
that closed.
That's taken a while to get surveyed out. What else? We got anything else? Oh, I have a great investor opportunity for somebody. I'm closed on a house. It's at 115 Bryan Avenue. I'm tired and I don't know that I want to flip it. So if somebody wants a great, a flip opportunity, get a hold of me and we'll talk about it.
Okay. Wealth Building Club. Paul,
Just an update on my listing on 582 Kindle in Peculiar. It's on 4.7 acres. It's like beautiful park-like property. We just dropped the price to $690. It's got 2 primary suites, both are upstairs, so it's not great for bum knees and stuff. It's got a 3rd bedroom on the main floor, and then it's got above the barn, a studio apartment. That's really, really great if you got a kid that won't leave the house, you can put him out in the barn. And then it's got the hot tub. It's just a beautiful place. She's taking great care of it. A lot of neat character, and I'd love to get it sold. She would really love it.
all right. Very good. Jake,
Got a fire need, 650, reverse or ranch, they need a car garage. They like Creekmore or Rain Tree, kind of neighborhoods they like. They're open other neighborhoods as well, but kind of their style, they neighborhoods. And if you guys do that, then I'll have a 7:30 listing coming up, so I need to find them a house.
that'd be a good one. Okay.
And then I've
Very
got
good.
400, go apart and downtown make some 390.
Gotcha. All right, Lonnie.
Creekside at Rain Tree, which is Lee Summit Schools. It's actually in Cass County, but Lee Summit Schools, 6-year-old reverse, really, really nice, 550. They're painting it right now, but that one will go fast. If you guys have anybody looking for a nice reverse that's almost new, I mean, it looks brand new. Really, really nice property.
Nice.
Also a duplex in Peculiar, great story. Own a lot of duplexes, know how to price them. Our seller knew a little more than we did. So we're at 407,000. But it's a great duplex. It's just not a 407 duplex, right? And the market has told us that. Our offers have told us that. So this is one that's big, 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, plus garage on each side. So the rents are up there, $1,450 a side. But both units, if somebody wanted to live in one side, rent the other, this would work for that. So because the leases are month to month at this stage. So that's a critical component if you have somebody who wants to occupy one half of the duplex. Ray-Pec Schools, great little street. But keep that in mind, probably deserves to be more in that mid-3s kind of number. And I think that's where it will eventually land.
All right. All right. Yes.
We have a bar in Deep Water,
Mm.
but it's at a good price. It's at $125 now, so we actually got them to listen. If you're interested in this really cool opportunity.
Okay.
Somebody open a bar in Deepwater just so that goes away.
Be a bar. Here's the ideas that I had. This was a great idea that somebody came up with. Of course, she wants to live in that building too, which is not really quite that, but a destination flea market with a little winery involved. Telling you, it's a great opportunity.
There's a couple of different wineries that are out there.
If it wasn't for Carrie, I'd buy it myself.
Okay.
Tony has a question.
Yes.
Plenty of places to park your boat.
Okay.
Yeah,
Uh-uh.
you probably will buy some used life vests while you're there
Uh-huh.
at the flea market.
Oh, yes. Yay. All right. Anything else? Listings, buyers, open houses. All right. If so, put it in the Facebook group. We do have growth committee with Paul Five. So come on up. Give it up for Paul. Appreciate our ALC members.
Good morning. So I'm curious. Daughter's watching, so I gotta use this. I'm curious, do any of you watch any YouTube channels on a regular basis?
I just started this morning.
I'm the only one. All right. All right. Anybody watch TV on a regular basis, or maybe you did? You ever see a character you feel like you know when you see him on TV a lot? Nobody? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So this interaction was good.
Yeah.
So
They're a little slow
it's-
today,
Yeah,
Paul.
we need Tim. Where's Tim?
Yeah.
But so my point is, if you guys, I'd like to get together a few of us who are motivated, maybe want to get out of their comfort zone, maybe grow and make some YouTube content on a regular basis. We've been in coaching for 5 years, and we've been told for 5 years to make YouTube content, and we've not done it consistently. And I think having someone, maybe a group of people, to encourage one another, motivate one another might be helpful. Agents who do YouTube content on a regular basis are able to create leverage, trust, and get come list me appointments, not just come talk to me and let me talk to 3 other agents to sell my house. So if you have a desire to do that, just holler at me. I'd love to get us together once a month or something and actually motivate one another to do some videos, content.
Say YouTube is the second most used search engine in the world. It's not just Google, then YouTube. So if you
Okay.
care about your growing your Google business profile, YouTube.
I have lots of questions. How much does it cost?
Free.
It's free.
It's free.
Price.
Free. So don't worry about advertising budget. How long does it take, Paul? Because I'm really busy. I got a lot going on.
How long video you want to make?
Okay. On average.
Well, I mean, you did say a home tour, maybe 10 minutes. 15
Okay,
minutes to walk
gotcha.
through a house and then edit it. Doesn't have to be complicated. And you could probably get it out in half an hour.
Cool.
So, and then it could probably be watched in the middle of the night and when you're sleeping, somebody could watch your content and learn more about your business. And if most of us are familiar with YouTube, you think about subscribers and people want to get millions of subscribers. That's not the method for us. We need to get leads. So maybe only have a couple hundred followers, but if you get 2 or 3 of those to contact you about selling a house or with 30, someone else, that's much better than having 1,000 subscribers who just watch you every now and then. So what do you think about it?
Guys, we need to be on the cutting edge of this. This is free. It's not super time consuming. Why in the world aren't we doing it? Give me one reason. Give me one. I'm just looking for them now.
We don't want to hear ourselves.
Okay. And I don't like seeing myself or hearing myself, and I talk all the time. But guys, we got to get past that. The thing about the shelf life of these things that you're not realizing, if you spend 20 minutes putting together something about housing in, we'll say, Belton, Missouri, and you do this video, that thing is out there for people while you're sleeping, while you're on vacation, while you're on your boat, whatever you're doing. Goats. That thing is out there working for you. Okay. That's the kind of leverage that you need in a real estate business, in addition to the activities that you do. You guys get that? This is the direction this industry is going. When you talk, I don't know a lot about blogs, but I know you guys are really into blogs and their effect on AI and their effect on getting you to the top of lists and things like that. These things matter, guys. When your phone just rings and you have no idea why it did it, that's pretty exciting. Trust me. Anything to add to that?
One thing our coach says, if you don't like the way you sound on video, remember you're not making it for yourself. So who wants to watch themselves?
Absolutely. You guys that work these rural communities, very few people doing any of this stuff at a high level. If you're in Adrian, Archie, I don't know all the rural communities, but if you be the expert of somewhere, be the person telling the world about how cool this feature of Drexel, Missouri is. Be the person on the Harrisonville Square saying how exciting the square is and the new things that are going on down there. Be that person, guys. It's absolutely free. And I don't understand why we're not getting more buy-in. Paul, by the way, the word growth, just to me, that means trying new things and developing your business and things like that and growing with that. Paul's done that at a higher level, as high a level as anybody in the office. And he's constantly trying things. His coach has been telling him 5 years. It did take 5 years for it to kick in, I might add. A little stubborn. So apparently I'm going to sit here for 5 years and say the same thing.
Same beer, what else?
Right. Ashley Dwyer at Reese Nichols, good friend of mine. She is constantly putting content out there. And her business is almost entirely based on the leads that come off of that, along with her mom. Yeah.
And Lonnie, the AI searches now are pulling from that YouTube activity. So even if you did a great YouTube video today, that's gonna hang out there, and then YouTube search or the AI search 3 years from now is gonna still suggest that great video you did today down the road. So it continues to drive what you're doing. And it's something that it's content you did years and years ago.
Yeah.
As well. So it just stays and continues to be in those searches. AI continues suggesting things like looking at this for Paul's video.
Yeah. Guys, you can either do things like this that leverage you, or you can just constantly be rolling up your sleeves and trying it that way. I recommend a combination of the both. But we had a call this weekend on a listing that just went in coming soon in Lee Summit, and it's a 5-something listing. And the people live out of state but have just took a job in Kansas City. They called, and the only reason he called me is he wanted information on the house, but he's like, we need a buyer's agent. And we don't know if this is the house for us, but we also, once we looked at the cool house, we then looked up you and did a little research on you at various different ways. And we decided that your team would be perfect for us. So I didn't do anything. That was just all my previous work and things that we've done to get those ratings, to get those sorts of things out there. Guys, it's, I mean, a 500, these people are buying in the 5s or 6s, I guess. What's that, $15,000, $18,000? It's real money.
It's great.
Boat money, baby.
Yeah, but we don't have any problem stroking Zillow at $500 or $1,000 a month. It's just see what comes in. I don't understand that. We got to change that.
Yep.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate you.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate that. All right, here is our June calendar. We've got a few that we've got gaps we're still filling in, some things we're still locking down. One thing I wanted to, hold on. I'll come back to that in a minute. Regarding the calendar, tomorrow we will have someone here, Jeff from Whitco Business Systems. Do y'all ever feel like, okay, I learned how to write a contract. I learned how to hold an open house. I learned how to make a flyer. I learned that part of real estate. We do a good job of coaching to that. One thing that we don't do a great job of coaching to is the financial side of running a business. Don't run it through your personal checking account, like things like that. Like maybe we shouldn't commingle the funds, like that kind of stuff. We don't really do a great job of teaching that. I didn't learn it when I came in. And the reason everybody kept telling me was, hey, we all do it so different. And that's true. But however, I'm like, hey, give me some basics, and so this is what this is. It's kind of a basic to owning a business, the financial side of a business. So things like, we'll talk about things like bank accounts, credit cards, LLC. It'll just kind of be a broad overview of the business, the financial side of business, and taxes, some record keeping, P&Ls, that kind of thing. We won't do a deep dive on any of it. However, having someone come in to speak to that kind of, and then you can decide, is there something there that you could plug in a gap in your business. So that's tomorrow at 11. Tomorrow at 11. I know that's kind of a weird day, weird time for us, but Wednesday at 11. And then we're going to fire up the grill and grill some burgers and hot dogs afterwards.
Ooh.
So please RSVP on the Facebook page and let us know if you'll be here. Just make sure we have enough food for everybody, which I don't think we've ever run out of food, and we'll just pull out some sandwiches from today.
Right.
But back to this, want to let you know, Crystal is not here, so I'm going to, share this for her. There is a massive agent tour in Stony Creek subdivision, which is just on the other side of County Line Road in Lee Summit. There are 9 houses participating in the agent tour. And so there are different things going on. You see the addresses at the top. This one right here is Crystal's listing. So she's already over there. I think Christian will be over there later hosting as well. But bring your business cards and go tour some great houses. Give your feedback. These agents are looking, their houses are sitting. Crystal's isn't that old, but some of these others are kind of just sitting, and they could use your feedback. And so, and in the process, you can have lunch, you can have dessert, you can win a gift card or 2 or 3. Take your business cards with you and enter. If you go to all 9 houses, they're giving away gift cards for that. So anyway, yes, absolutely. I bet you can make some video content, some great houses.
Back in the day when Darren and I started, every Tuesday after team meeting was Realtor Tour. Anybody ever go to Realtor Tour? Yeah, a few of you guys.
Yeah.
And that was like a 2-hour window from say 11 to 1, where there would be local houses that agents were holding open, and we would pick and choose which ones we wanted to go to. We always supported the ones within our brokerage. Those sort of phased away over time. The internet kind of made that a little more difficult to get attention to. But what that did allow you to do as an agent is, because you were going through these listings constantly, we don't always have $550,000 buyers, right? Wish we had more of them, but you're going through houses and you become better and better as understanding pricing and what the condition of these houses and how they're brought to market and how different agents market their homes. Shelby does more stuff on her listings than we do by far. Okay, good for her. But you can see what other people are doing to be competitive. So if you get a listing, how do you keep up with the Joneses and things like that? So I think you guys need to, one way or another, whether it's open houses, realtor tours, try to plug in getting through more houses. I think that'll serve you really, really well. I know I'm helping 2 agents right now comp different houses. One is 1.2 million, the other is like 400,000. And I can tell by the conversations we have some room we need to understand the comparables better.
Sure.
And the best way to do that is not only see the houses, but if you can mosey through them.
I know a little something about Stony Creek. I live there, but it's about 9 minutes away. So it's not that far. And part of their challenge is they're still building in Stony Creek, and the new construction prices they're coming down, or they're, it's like, so that's the challenge that they're having. They bought high and now they want to sell, and then they've got new construction that's about the same price. So anyway, that's kind of what's going on over there, but feel free to head on over, have some lunch, enter drawings, network with other agents.
To add to that, that's something else you want to be aware of as you're talking to buyers and sellers, but especially on the seller side. If they're in a community where there's still building going on, they have two competitors: resale homes in their community and surrounding areas, and the new product that's going in. If the gap of the resale and new isn't large enough, the people, right or wrong, the people will gravitate towards the shiny new. Okay. If Tony could say, hey, I can buy a brand new truck for 60 or use one for 50, he might just go with the new truck. You guys get that? Or Jake's boat example, he's left. But same thing. So that is something you have to understand, how to have that conversation with people. And if the builders are stuck on inventory, here comes pricing sometimes comes down, and or massive incentives. All of a sudden there's 5,000 in closing, there's agent bonuses, whatever they can come up with in a given community. Your sellers don't have all those tools at their disposal. So they have to be aware there's two levels of competition to always know at any given time. That can affect the length of time it takes for these houses to sell, and so on and so forth. And I don't know if any of these are just 2 or 3 or 4 years old, but those ones that just came off the shelf, so to speak, they're typically the highest price resales in their subdivision, and typically the closest to the new version. That can be a really tough combination. What can help is if your seller has put in a $10,000 fence, they put in all the custom window treatments, the things you have to buy when you buy a house that the builders don't provide, there's your leverage. Hey, this is turnkey, ready to go. They spent 30 grand on upgrades once they moved in. That's your pitch for those houses many times.
Absolutely. So, and if any of you all ever host a broker open, let us know so we can promote it for you as well. All right. What else we got here? Hold on. Oh, this is coming up. Tom, you want to speak about this?
You bet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Driving range.
Coming up June 10th. Is that
June
what,
10th.
next Wednesday?
That's next Wednesday. That's coming up.
Wednesday. So come on out and we do this. We've been doing this maybe our 4th year in a row. It's a great time. Bring your kids, bring your grandkids, bring your neighbors' kids. Come on now, fun. Carpet for Less will be providing pizza. They pay for all the beverages and all the golf balls. So come on out, work on your game, hang out with us, have a good time.
It's a good time.
It is.
It's a good time. We'll have this is online as well on Facebook. Please RSVP there so we can kind of let them know what numbers we're expecting. All right. Yep. That's a good time. All right. Darren Jones, give it up for broker Darren. Darren, you can flip it or hold it or.
So I've got nothing really to chew you guys out on. Everyone's been so good.
What?
So I made up some stuff. So Lonnie, I just want to cover like 2 or 3 things. Lonnie mentioned Zillow and leads. I'm assuming you guys get all the texts for health insurance and all the text from the lead generating companies. I like to tinker with the lead companies, and I always ask them, what's your upfront fee? Or are there upfront fees? So I went down a rabbit hole. I think it was on Facebook. Someone was complaining that they lost, I don't know how many hundreds of dollars to a fraudulent lead company that was charging upfront fees, but, oh, we promise you, 3 or 4 leads a month or whatever. They spent their money and then the company was gone. That's why I always ask personally, I'll take your leads. I'll pay you 15, 20, 25% at closing. But I refuse to pay upfront fees to a company that just randomly called me or texted me. Just because you're going to lose your money, most likely. I've seen fees, when I ask, $80 upfront, up to $12,000 upfront. You imagine? So do what you want. I'm not paying upfront fees to a company that I've never heard of. Oh, just one other quick thing about some of the write-ups I've seen, not you guys, of course, but when a house has been remodeled, some agents put, everything is new. Well, is it? Where did that stop? You didn't build a new house. You paint and carpet and appliances. Is that everything? No, it doesn't cover plumbing. It doesn't cover electrical. Just try to stay calm when you're talking about a rehabbed house. Describe what is new, but not everything is new, just like new or whatever, but just describe what was done. New paint, new carpet, new appliances. Not everything is new. Just keep us out of trouble.
It's 2 years old. Is it still new?
I still can't believe newer didn't work in that case you were talking about, because I've used newer, my entire life. But apparently there was a lawsuit and
And it said they had rear windows and they're 5 years old. The buyers found that soon.
How about updated windows?
yeah, or
They're
replaced windows or
Replacement windows
if 5
or
years, yeah.
5-year-old windows. There you go.
Windows approximately. Oh, that's the other thing. Use approximate. Well, ma'am, according to the MLS sheet, these windows are 5 years old. Or according to the tax sheet from Cass County, this is 1,558 square feet. Use generalities. I always thought newer was general, but apparently not. But keep us all out of trouble. Our E&O is reasonably priced because we try to stay out of trouble. Let's keep it there.
Amen.
Anybody have their buyer sign their inspection? I know we have to do it on termites, but on like the home inspection, are we having them sign off on the bottom that they reviewed it? Or are we just submitting it and?
It's not a bad idea. I mean, you can always, I have, like, if there's a survey included or, stuff like that, I always just have the buyer's initial, that extra stuff. That's not a bad idea.
That I worked with and they still love me and everything's fine, but they
Good.
said that we didn't review it. It's took 2 hours. Oh, no, a whole report. So I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'll make everybody sign them from now on.
Well, the way I look at it, I mean, it can't hurt. I don't think.
Can't
it's
hurt.
Never gonna hurt
right?
anything.
Yeah.
But my thought is you picked your inspector, you paid for it with your money, they emailed you the copy, just like me. So that part, I don't personally, I mean, that wouldn't hurt, that's not a bad idea. But I do have them sign, like if the inspection was done previously by another buyer, it fell out of contract, but it goes in the supplements, I'll have them sign that. If they're gonna forego their own inspections and just use that, yeah, I have them sign.
And to that point, I look over the inspections, especially if the buyer was there. I look over the disclosure, but I usually tell the buyer, hey, here's a copy of the disclosure. I have not completely looked at this. I want you to review it. Let me know if you have questions. I feel like it's not up to me to tell them about all the yes check marks. I would hope they could find those. If they have questions, they can ask me, but I usually tell them, I haven't completely read this, and if you're showing 5 houses, I haven't read all these, but here's the disclosures. But I like that on the inspection. Why not?
And I think the home inspection works the same way. The buyer's paying for it. They pick the inspector. Yes, you don't pick it for them. And then the inspection comes in. It's for them to review and then convey back to us what they have concerns with. Not for you to dissect everything out of it and decide what is the biggest priority there. You guys get that? But many times we want to go above and beyond so bad for our people that we just want to be the jack of all trades, master of none. And in fact, we're way overstepping our boundaries, which can get us in a little bit of hot water.
And to that point, if you point out a couple of things in the inspection, you haven't pointed out all the other things. And so they're going to say, well, you told me these were the only things wrong. And you've got a whole list of other stuff that's wrong, maybe less wrong. Where does it end? But we just have to be careful. And I like getting initials or signatures on that.
Good one.
So I don't know what part of it they missed on the phone because then they're paid by.
Wow.
So.
All right. That's all I got.
Thanks, Darren.
Thanks, Darren. All right. I've got a couple things I'd like to share. I am, how many of you, I get to talk to people all the time. Look at that. I started 3 sentences and now I'm interrupting myself. That's what I do. How many of you, let me do it again. I meet with people all the time that when I ask them, what makes you think that what's so interesting about real estate? What's brought you to me today? and they'll say, I just like houses. I just like looking at houses. And how many, if is that why y'all got into this? Because you just love houses? No, Shelby, why'd you get into this business?
I just want to help people, and it just let me really think on that.
Yeah.
You have really good, but actually I don't like to show houses.
Yeah. It's always interesting to me when people go, I love watching HGTV. I watch it all the time and I just love houses. And I'm like, oh boy. That's what I think. I don't say that, right? But what did get you into this?
Money.
Money. Yes, money.
The ability to control your own outcome. If you go get a great job at Honeywell, you know exactly what your 10, 15, 20-year path probably looks like. Here, you determine whatever your path's going to be.
Right.
We've had agents come in here and within 12, 18 months, they're on multiple six figures. That's not happening in the real world.
It's true.
But it's hard. Would you guys agree? It's really, really hard. So being able to determine your own outcome, being in control of how it all works out. And it didn't have to be real estate. Any business that provided that was always interesting to me.
Very good. Okay, so freedom. Maybe.
And HGTV.
And HGTV.
Like houses.
It does help to like houses. Yeah. Yeah.
See, and for me, it's a little bit deeper dive because I'm into all kinds of things when I go to house. I want to know what's right and what's wrong and all of that. So.
Okay.
So yeah.
Well, so I've heard money, I've heard flexibility, and kind of the sky being the limit. No limit, really. You can make as much money as you want. Anybody else has something else? Why'd you do this?
Good at it.
So Eric told you you'd be good at it. Your husband told you, and you are, and he was right. And he is right. But does that sound like about right? Is that why you did this? You didn't want the 9-to-5 grind, right? You wanted some flexibility, some freedom, some ability to plan your own schedule and drive your own bus here, so to speak. And that's true. How many of you, all right, here's one. How many of you got into it because you just love contracts? You just love appraisals and inspections and all those things?
Nobody.
I've never heard that.
Not one person.
Never heard that. Like, oh, I just love a good contract. No, never heard that before. So kinda.
Okay.
Okay, maybe there's always one. I love to check boxes. Most people get in it because they want opportunity. They want to build a life by design. They want to, like I said, be the captain of their own ship. That's why a lot of us did this. We're entrepreneurial by nature. A lot of us, a lot of us are unstructured. We like the ability to ebb and flow and just, right? Or am I just the only one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. So it's rarely about the house. If we really think of it, it's rarely about the house, what we do. Yes, it's at the center of what we do, but it's rarely about the house. But think about the people that we get to help, the young couple that we help them buy their first house. They're probably going to bring their babies home to that house. Or the widow, her husband's passed and we're going to help her sell a house and help her say goodbye. You guys do really, really great with that. It's a thing. It's a, what's the word that I would say? Yes, it's a calling. The word that's coming to me is ministry. But there's got to be another word for that. It's a calling to help somebody say goodbye to the house that they raised their family in, the house that their husband lived in before he passed, all this stuff. Or the family that's relocating, they get a fresh start. Maybe you're working with an investor who's buying their first investment property. They want to build wealth, and we get to help them find a great deal and put that deal together. We get to help with that. So what we're really doing is helping people make transitions. We're helping people upgrade, downgrade, not downgrade, upsize, downsize. That's the word. That's what we're doing. We're helping people. And I think if you're not good at people, no matter how much you love houses, this isn't going to work for you very long because it's about the people. And here's what we sell. Yes, we sell houses, but we sell hope. We sell opportunity. We sell dreams. We sell all kinds of things like that. We sell peace of mind, guidance. This is what we offer our people. So people aren't paying us just because we have access to the MLS. There's a lot of people that have access to the MLS that shouldn't be selling houses. But it's the people that can step in, that can bring solutions, that can think outside the box, that can be the problem solver to find out what is this person's problem and how can I solve it. That's what we get paid for, right? And I think ultimately that's what I love the most, because it's not about the house, it's about making an impact. It's about helping people in their time of transition. When there's a transition, people are grabbing onto something new, but they also have to let go of something old. And sometimes, if you've ever experienced that, I think one of the things that makes me a better realtor is that I've bought and sold houses. It's scary. Yeah, we left a house in Harrisonville, bought a house in Lee Summit. That's what we wanted. But it was scary to let go of the familiar and the safe to grab onto something that we had hoped and dreamed for. And you would have thought I was moving across the world. I was moving 30 minutes up the highway, and I freaked out. I panicked. I worried. I stressed. I called my lender, said, "You should not lend me this money. Cancel the deal."
She tried to get rejected, Tom.
I've done it. And he said, "Hold on." He said, "Hold on." He said, "Let's get your house under contract and we'll go do that." So all that, and I did that before real estate. And so there'd be times I'd be like freaking out, going, "Oh my gosh, we're really going to leave this house and we're really going to go over here. And that's what I want, right? That's what I want." And you have to talk yourself into it. And then I would tell Caesar, I'm like, "Hey, take me to that house." It was vacant. And so I was like, "I need to go sit on the back porch. I need to go sit in the back porch and look at the backyard." And so I would do that. And anyway, all that to say, I can understand and I can sympathize. So if you ever have a seller freaking out, they're freaking out. And so now that I've been through something like that, I can go, "Okay, you're not crazy. This is a big transition for you. You're uprooting your family and you're going to put down new roots and you're not sure what that looks like." So this is what we do. We are the agents of transition. Either it's a transition under good circumstances and it's fun and exciting, or it could be agents of transition because people are losing their house, or people are going through a divorce, or they've lost their parents or their spouse or whatever. And so the better the leader you become, the more valuable you become in these situations. So this is a chance for us to lead. It's a chance for us. We're not emotionally connected to that house or that house, but they are. And so if they're freaking out, that's a chance for us to come in and be the calm in the storm, to bring solutions. And that's when we do that, they will be so thankful and so grateful to you for the service you provide. So it's really not about the house. Yes, we need the houses. That's a key element. But we are in the people business. And so sometimes when things, it's kind of like a farmer. Hopefully this is encouraging, because I've heard some things. I've had agents stop by my office in the last couple of weeks going, "Do you ever just get so down about yourself? Do you even wonder, like, is any of this working?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah. I'm not always up and, head in the clouds. Life is all sunshine and peaches. It's not that way. It's sometimes it is. And then there's other times you're like, is this even working? Am I even doing the right thing? Should I just hang it up and go do something else?" Has anybody else felt like that? Yeah. And so here's the thing. The analogy could be like a farmer farming a field. If you go out in that field at a certain time, you're going, all this work was for nothing. Nothing's growing. I see no green. I see nothing. The farmer doesn't do that. He actually just does what he knows to do. He goes out there and prepares the soil. He plants the seeds. He nurtures the seed. And eventually a crop begins to grow and a harvest comes in because he did the things. Now, so you can't judge the harvest too early, or you would think, "Oh, none of this is worth it. None of this matters. None of this is," but if you keep, that's the farm analogy. For real estate, it would be keep making the calls, keep holding the open houses, keep making connections, keep sending out cards and note cards, keep doing the things. You're either planting seeds, because that's the rhythm of life, right? So sometimes we plant the seeds, sometimes we nurture the seeds, and sometimes we get to harvest the seed in order so we can eat the seed. And so it's the same in real estate. We got to keep in that cycle. Sometimes we're in the planting season, and it's like, that's not the glamorous part of the job. We like to see and look at the agents that are harvesting and they're selling houses and knocking them down. That's great. But what we don't see is the stuff that they did in preparation for that. So anyway, hopefully that's a little encouraging. You might be in a planting season. You might be in the nurturing season, but keep doing the things. Do it by faith, believing that there is a harvest coming for you. There are going to be that these things that you're doing do turn into closed sales, and you do get to help people. And the more people we get to help, the more impact we get to have. And I think that's really what it's all about, in addition to the things that we said. Because at the end of the day, there comes a point when money isn't worth it anymore. Like, we do this for money, but then money can't always be at some point you're going to go, hey, this isn't, whatever it is, right? Sometimes you go, this ain't worth it. Money's nice, but I'm not talking real estate, but I'm just saying money can't be the only thing. So anyway, I'm cheering you on. I'm saying go, go, go. If you need help, if you need ideas, if you need to talk, if you need to strategize, that's why I'm here. That's why my door is open. And so come talk to me and let's figure that out. Okay, that's what I got, Lonnie.
Another great idea is, yeah, get for Brandy. I like that. Another great idea, guys. We love getting rolling up our sleeves and helping you guys and hearing your struggles. And I'm really encouraging people, when you finally get the solution, let us know how that went. We like to get that feedback. But how about peek your head in and tell Brandy something amazing that just happened? How about something positive? You guys get that? It would be nice to hear a little bit more of that. We see the number of closings. We just saw the GCI for the month. There's a lot of positives. It'd be nice to share a little more of that. A good business tip or best practice, you might say, about what Brandy was just talking about. Why not just go ahead and tell your seller when they're hiring you to list their house, or your buyer, and just go, hey guys, been doing this a while. I surround myself with the top people in the industry. Let me tell you what's going to happen. There's going to be a couple times during this transaction, you're probably going to come a little unhinged. Stress is going to hit you, but it's whether for selling the house or buying the house. Just know it's coming. And then when it happens, you'll just go, that's what Lonnie told me would happen. So call me, text me, let's communicate, and we'll work through these problems. Usually once or twice every transaction, even our smoothest ones, there's something bumpy in the road. Prepare people for that. So then when it happens, they're just not thinking, oh, it's just me. No, it's everybody. You guys get that? Prepare them for those things. It'll make it easier getting through them. Trust me. Yep. Okay. I want to give Paul Fife, of course, credit, like I always do. Paul's got me now watching YouTube videos, and if I thought that was possible, I would have said absolutely not at this stage of my career. But what I learned very quickly is by the way, most of the stuff I've been watching isn't anything new, that I don't think. It's just presented differently by a different person, so it lands differently, right? Just like if I tell you guys something and then somebody else comes up, it might land way better, them saying it versus you hearing it from the same person you always hear it from, right? So let's talk about a concept that I watched this morning. I got up really early, and Paul, of course, and I are texting at 6 or 7 or whatever it is, because we don't have a life. But you already went to the gym at that point, didn't you? Gosh, I was drinking coffee and eating bonbons. But let's talk about meeting with sellers and what this conversation looks like. There's some bullet points here that I really want to get. I want you guys to think about. So most real estate agents, when you guys somebody brings you over to look at their house and you're going to sit down at the kitchen table and have a meeting. How many of you guys have done that with sellers? Okay. Yeah. Not everybody? Okay. Gotcha. Well, we got to get you there if you haven't. Okay. Because that's kind of part of this business. What ends up happening is most agents are going to roll into that meeting, right? They're going to have their data, they got their marketing stuff, they're cool, they're dressed well, perfume, all that kind of stuff. They're going to roll in and just convince these people that they are the one. They know more than everybody and all that, which can create, in Paul's video, an adversarial relationship very, very quickly. Okay, so let's just say a seller's interviewing 3 agents. 2 of the agents are going to just plop down on that kitchen table, pull out all their stuff, do their presentation. Here's the stats. I know more than everybody else, and you need to hire me. And here's why. And sign right here. Okay, that creates a little bit of confrontation. It creates a little bit of doubt. It is a really negative way to go about the business. Now, I will tell you, a lot of my meetings go exactly like that. If I know I'm getting hired, I'm just moving in, right? I'm ready to go, get some stuff signed, and let's get on with it. But in this video that Paul made me watch, it was really a more interesting way of doing things. It was creating more of a bond with the people to break down barriers. Because when you sit across that kitchen table, there's a barrier. There's the Berlin Wall. If there was a Berlin Wall at one time, it's there. And you're hitting them with something. This is their price. This is your price. It's adversarial. So instead, what we need to do is go in and immediately create a bond with the people, that it's a more collaborative type process. That was a great word that was on that video, by the way. I didn't make it up. Collaborative process. In other words, I'm going to come in, instead of plopping my butt down at their kitchen table, I'm going to go, hey, here's what I would like to do. A little bit different approach than maybe other people. I'd like for you guys to walk around the house with me, and I'm going to be taking some notes if that's cool. And I'm going to ask you a lot of questions and different things that maybe you've updated in the house, things that have really worked worked in living here for you, some of your favorite things about the house. If you don't mind, add those as we're kind of going through this, because those are all things that can help me with the marketing of your home to help find a buyer that likes the house as much as you do. You guys get that? Did I just teamify this thing with these people? Did I just already put myself in business with them to some extent? I kind of have by doing that versus run to the kitchen table and do objection handling and things like that. So it's collaborative. It's a joint effort at that point. And then I'll stop and ask them. And sometimes and by the way, this is some of these things I already do, but I'll stop sometimes and go, you guys, you've been here 12 years, haven't you? And they're like, yeah. And I go, you know, you guys have walked me 2/3 of the way through the house. This has been a great house for you, hasn't it? And they're like, oh my gosh, it's just been so wonderful. But we're going to miss our neighbors. By the way, that's the warm fuzzies that people get that breaks barriers. Now, all of a sudden, when you do finally get to the kitchen table to talk data, commissions, whatever you got to cover there, is it a little bit easier process? You don't have that wall up there. So agents like Lisa Cummings, that just got her license a few months ago, already crushing it. Use that kind of approach with people. Very collaborative versus confrontational. But if you want to go in and run in with your data and just steamroll them, you'll win some doing that, but you also will have people repel you. Anybody have anything to add to just that general comment, that conversation, Paul? Okay, good. High five, everyone. But it diffuses what can be a little bit of a stressful situation. Tony. Yeah.
You can't just go in there with all your computer data and start spewing out numbers. I want to know about the family first. I want to know before I even go in. Usually I'm referred. I want to know before I go in, what am I looking at with these folks that I'm going to go look at their house for? And again, it's their house. They're in love with it.
By all means. Right.
And in that conversation, you're probably also going to learn about why they're moving, where they want to go next, which is hopefully you're going to be part of that.
Yeah.
They're going to say, yeah, it was too small for us. Now we got to get on the way.
Right.
And
Even on the buy side, I'm working with my first kind of investor. Never really met him in person. I know I went to school with her, but we haven't talked in person at all. She sent me a message about how do you market homes and with crappy lots and even that I've helped two buyers at the same time. One that I met with, I've got to show house there. I've been another seller that I've known, I've worked with. It's so much scarier to reach out to this investor because we never got to we haven't built a relationship. I haven't met with them in person at all. So I'm scared to reach out and tell them anything. And I think she feels the same way. She's kind of nervous to reach out about stuff. It's harder to communicate.
Right.
The other one, we're calling and chatting on the phone for 45 minutes anytime I have to call and tell them something about their house. It's just the fact that I had the time to bond with them to make those connections.
Sure.
It makes it a lot more fun to sell too.
That too.
It's a lot easier.
Yeah.
It's easier for them. It's easier for me. They're cussing a lot in their text messages because we bonded. Not
Yes.
at me. They're cussing about other people.
I get it.
Retailers.
Okay. Right.
But it's just made it a lot easier transaction for me too.
Right.
Just because I've had the time to build that.
Right. So think about that. How do we diffuse that relationship? Because sometimes when we do get across the kitchen table, there are going to be some objections to handle no matter what. But if I've done my job in that walkthrough and built the rapport and asked the right questions and stopped and said things like, this has been a pretty good house for you guys, hasn't it? Stuff like that. That makes them see that you care, not think that you care, because you do care. But see that you care. Let's just stick with that. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh. But little things like, man, what is it about this neighborhood that's so special to you? Well, this, and this. And I go, I'm jotting this down just because this will help me in my marketing to find people like you for this house. Okay, haven't hired me yet, but I'm already thinking about what my write-up looks like. Okay, I'm driving myself right into what will eventually be the close. You guys get that? So think about just that relationship with people. This is a big decision. Our average commission in this office over 10 grand now per side. This is a lot of money. Second part of this is educate. Don't pitch. Do the exact opposite. When you start talking to people about the data and things like that, you can overrun some people. Now, we all have clients that love data and they can't get enough of it and all that. The bulk of people, they don't really want all that. They want you to summarize things and educate them. So the gentleman in the video, I thought just said this so well. He says, go from really go down the path of education. So it'll take their guard down. So maybe you sit down at the kitchen table, go, guys, kind of the next step is your house is amazing. What I like to do is kind of take a approach of really educating you on the process and the market. You guys okay with that? They're going to say yes. And then that's maybe when you start talking about the data for the market. Now, at that point, I've already asked them what they think their house is worth. I don't go into those kitchen meetings without knowing at least what their thoughts are. And there's a lot of ways to pull that out of them. Hey, Zillow says your house is worth 400. We don't really put a lot of value in Zillow, but just generally speaking, what's that sound like to you? They're going to tell you that's stupid low. Wow, we'd love to get that. Okay, those are things I'm listening for before I go into a meeting. Then you educate them. You show them the data, average days on market, some comparable sales. A lot of times I'll go, guys, I've given you some data here, but I'm going to actually provide a link so you can look at the pictures of the houses we've discussed as we develop our pricing strategy and so on and so forth. Educate them on the data, educate them on the process, educate them on how you run the play. You guys get that? So teamify the whole time. Third part of it is a pricing conversation. This is a part that gets everybody a little bit nervous. And I love this in this video that you sent me, had me watch this morning, is often we have to look at it as a list price and a sale price. Okay, sometimes they're the same. I list a house for 300, sells for 300, but they ended up being the same. More often than not, especially as the market becomes a little more normal, we have a list price and an expected sale price range, okay? So I might list a house for $550 and told the people I think it will sell between $525 and $545. And we're just at the top end of that range. That's all good business as long as you've explained it to them properly. So the list price, think of the list price as an invite price, a price to invite them to look at your listing. And people will look at the listing via showings. You guys get that? The sale price is what you contract and sell it for. It's great if that gap is really, really narrow, but sometimes it's not. You have to understand, you have to be able to explain that to them. You guys understand the difference there. And then we get into what happens if it doesn't sell right away. Everybody has a different way of handling this. This 10-10-0 method, I think, was on his video, which just says if I have 10 showings and no offers, or 10 days and no showings, or 0 offers, then it's time to have a little conversation. Okay, I think that's a great technique. Having something canned like that is good for a lot of people. I can give you examples why that might not work in certain situations, especially if you're dealing with luxury property, really unique properties that get very little showings anyway. I'm not sure 10 days and no showings is going to cause me to take any action. Kind of depends on what you got. If you got a $300,000 house in Raymore and you've got 10 days and no showings, we got a problem. Okay, we got a massive problem. If you've had 10 showings and no offers or interest, something's wrong with the house, pricing or the house itself. Okay, so each situation is a little bit different. But if they think of the list price, people looking at it, and if they're not making offers, they're kind of shopping. When the price gets right, that's when they're buying. Okay, shopping versus buying was the analogy that this gentleman used. And again, I just take notes because that's what I do. I still want to learn myself. This is a great thing he said that I do this all the time. I go, hey man, just checking in with you guys. And first of all, there's nothing wrong with that. It shows that you're wanting to know, hey, how you guys doing? I know we haven't had any showings this week on your house, but I'm just checking in. How about we flip that and we become their advocate? And instead we go, hey guys, instead of checking in, hey, I just thought I would reach out to you guys. I wanted to share this with you. Here's this current snapshot of your market. Here's the 2 houses that came into your space this week, and here's the one that went to contract. You may or may not be aware of these, but I wanted you to see it. Give me a shout when you can. We'll catch up. That's a great email instead of just checking in. You guys get the difference? One, we're providing value. We're also letting them know that Paul Fife isn't just in the gym all the time. He's watching the market 24/7 and the pieces that it could affect this seller's outcome. Okay? Professional? Would you guys say that? If you had your house listed and you're kind of stressed because it hasn't sold, but your agent's letting you know, oh, wow, I woke up this morning and here's an email from Paul. Wow, he sent it to me at 6:30 and here's 3 data points that he took the time to email me. And wow, there's pictures of them. I can kind of see what's going on. Is that an agent running the play at a high level? Or I have an agent that I haven't heard from, but I did see on Facebook they're down at the lake again for the 3rd time this month. Guess which one's going to get fired? Trust me, that's how this thing works. Let's see, what's this last one? Understand. Oh, somehow in this whole process, we have to make them feel heard, okay? They have to, even if they don't know much about selling a house, it's their first time, hear them out, okay, on whatever they say. If they say, hey, all this data says you got a $500,000 house, but we want $550, you have to hear them out. Otherwise, again, you've created an adversarial relationship and you've created some barriers that could be difficult to overcome. So what I always like to do is, again, is lean, especially on price, is lean back to them and go, hey, anything's possible in my industry, but I've been doing this a long time and this is where the data leads me, but I want to run your play. And understand, this is your asset. I want to put the house where you want it, but let's be very, very proactive given that all this data is saying we're a little bit high. Okay, we're fine with that. We want to just know that we can't get this kind of number. Great. And by the way, I hope I'm wrong, but typically the market is always right, not me. And this data tells me that. So then I'm listing it at 525, 25 grand above where it should be. And it gets 10 days on the market with a handful of showings and no offers, or 14 days or 21 days. Then I can refer back to that very simple conversation and go, guys, remember we talked about this time of listing? We kind of went above the market to just feel out the market and see if there was anybody out there that might pay us a premium for some of the cool features that you have that nobody else has. And now the market's telling us it's time to get down into that range that we talked about. Okay. By the way, they still might fight you a little bit, but more often than not, they're going to go, yeah, I know we were just kind of being, wishful thinking and stuff like that. Sometimes when I give them data, if I say the range of the house is 475 to 5, I might also have a copy of Zillow that says 495, Realtor.com that says 485, and who's the other one? Redfin, for example, that says 500. So I'll say, in addition to my data, I don't like to put a lot of value on digital valuations, but I think they're worth looking at because that's what buyers often look at, and buyers agents. All three of those have you pegged for the upper 400s. Okay, I know you want 525, but they all have it, and so does my data. You guys get that? So there's more things now also creating confirmation that that's their price range. Anybody have any questions on this? I went way over and covered a few things. Aha, one aha, two ahas. Give me something. Bueller? Shelby. Thank you.
Friday, but I failed at this and it would have really helped me with Ron's listing. I have them set up on a search and everything, and she finally said, I think compared to prices, and I said, well, I've got them set up on the search, but I haven't been the best at communicating that because I'm kind of tired of it.
Okay, give us, is this a buyer or seller? Which house? Yeah.
What to do when we listed it January. And I said, let's do this, this, and this. And then they came back and said they were, and then they changed their minds and didn't. And now we've sat on the market for almost over 90 days. And now they're finally doing what I suggested. So, and then I guess she's finally opening emails.
Gotcha.
I had some search set up, but I should have done a better job of communicating on the pricing.
Right. Great. That's an aha. Anybody else? Yeah.
Well, I know a lot of the agents in here are individual agents or are on big groups and things like that. And Tom and my case, we're in a very unique position to be a team. And when you're talking about, tell me about, what you love about the neighborhood, there's one of us has really strengths in that and the other one has really good strengths of data. So when we go to an appointment, like this one's going to be in Apple Valley, we were able to play both parts of that, not like in a negative way, but like I'm the one when we go to a showing or something, I'm like, oh, look at the closets, what do you love about this? How about the gardening? And sometimes it's the man and sometimes it's the woman. And then he can be like, okay, well, the data says this and this and this. So if you can in some way either partner up with or role play against somebody else in those types of things where your strengths are, that's a really good way to do it because again, we're in a unique situation, but it's worked really good for us with our completely different personalities.
This is a YouTube video. What's the guy's name that I was watching this morning?
Byron Lazine. I shared it in the office page.
He just shared it in the office page. Guys, how long was that video? 5 minutes, maybe? 10? Was it 10? Okay. I was drinking coffee, enjoying the morning. That is information. I'm not sure I heard anything that I'd never heard before. But again, packaged differently, it landed differently. There's 2 or 3 things here that I will think of differently on my next appointment. And we have 123 agents that need to be trained. And a lot of these things will just filter down through our organization. But guys, get in there and get some of this content that's out there. We can't all come to every team meeting. We can't be on every Thursday call. Why, I don't know. But nonetheless, I'll just fight that one. But get out there and get content. You never know who's going to deliver the same message differently than what Brandy or myself or Tim or whomever might deliver that'll land for you. That's all I got. Are we ready to close out the month?
Yes.
Let's go. Sell houses, guys. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you.
Get some more food.
Yes, please, please. What do you got?